Welcome to Her Lights, your home for women's sports coverage. I'm your host, Erin Foley, a stand-up comic, TV writer, and most important, an obsessed sports fan. I break down the best games, highlight the best stories, and interview the best from the world of women's sports. So put on your jerseys, stretch out your hammies, and let's do this. Hello, Her Lighters. It's Erin Foley back in the booth talking women's sports. So happy to be back, people. I've been on the road. I've been traveling, work, life, all kinds of stuff happening, but I'm back and we have so many amazing guests lined up through the rest of the year, baby. So let's go. I will be jumping in with some episodes, solo episodes from time to time, but mostly back to the guests, which I'm so excited. We've got pro softball players, pro baseball players, volleyball players. It's going to be just very exciting. So happy to be with you all. Absolutely nothing has happened in women's sports. Oh my God, it's a cavalcade of goodness. I have been watching so much stuff. All right, here's how this episode's going to go. We're going to do a little weekend recap. I was on the road. I have some live on-site stuff to tell you all about, and I'm going to give you some softball and some basketball and some soccer events this week that you got to jump into. So let's start with this. I was in Texas for about a week visiting my mom and my sister. My sister is a professor at Baylor, so I was in Waco, Texas. Don't want to brag. So I was there balancing work and a lot of sports. Thankfully, my mom is a big-time sports fan. We're watching a lot of World Cup, as everybody is. Shout out to all the women covering, Lori Lindsay covering, Rebecca Lowe covering the World Cup, refs, all of it. It's been so much fun. But Saturday morning, woke up to watch Wimbledon finals. If you missed it, congratulations to Linda Noskova. I was not familiar with her game. She's she's 21, youngest to win Wimbledon. Such a feel-good story, and just kind of saw her play like a little bit throughout the year, but really got to know her this Wimbledon championships, the whole tournament. All Czech final. Linda Noskova defeated her friend and fellow Czech player Karolina Muchova. Now, I love Muchova, big Muchova fan. Of course, I wasn't cheering for the round before when she played Coco Gauff and beat Coco Gauff. But these are two really great feel-good players. Three-setter, really tight match, just really high-quality tennis, which always you want to see, obviously, in a Wimbledon final. Or Wimbledon final. I always put a T in there. It's a D. That's fine. Everything's going to be fine. And of course, I always stay to the end of the match and listen to them speak. And Muchova had a great speech, and she was like, "I just want to congratulate my ex-friend." Got a big laugh, and as a stand-up comic, always looking for the joke lines, always looking for some fun dad jokes in there too. So they just both have like really great personalities, and they were so friendly and great with each other. And Noskova, going along with her, thanking everybody. And then, oh my God, then at the end, she's like, there's someone I want to thank. She's not here. She thanked her mom, who died 2 years ago of breast cancer or of cancer. I'm not sure if it was breast cancer. And I'm just weeping. Like right now, I'm getting teared up. It was so emotional. She's 21 years old and she lost her mom and won Wimbledon. She's the youngest woman to win Wimbledon in 15 years. So it was super feel good. I feel like we've got she was number 9 going into the tournament. I think Muchova was 10. So fun that 2 top 10 players are in there. Of course, they're going to move up. Gauff had a great tournament. Osaka had a great tournament. Big win over Sabalenka. That was really fun to see. So listen, we're headed into the hard court season. We've got 2 major warm-ups going into US Open. And that's when Osaka and Sabalenka, Gauff, Pegula, just pardon the pun, hardcore hard court players. Ooh, I love that. That just flew out of my mouth. So it's going to be really fun. So yeah, really great. So that's how I started Saturday morning. Then in true Erin Foley fashion, I'm always like, okay, wherever I travel, I'm like, okay, can I see a sport? Can I see a game? Now we're in the middle. Well, actually, towards the very end of our pro softball regular season league. So this is the last week, and I'll queue up some games for you to watch and give you a little bit of what's shaken down. But the Texas Volts played the Carolina Blaze in Round Rock, Texas, which is about maybe 30 minutes outside of Austin, 20, 25, 30 minutes north of Austin. It was about an hour and a half from me to drive down from Waco. And I'm like, absolutely, I'm going. Bought a bunch of tickets. I bought a like a high-end ticket so I could sit in AC because I have white Irish translucent skin. And if I'm in the Texas heat or sun for more than 5 minutes, I will burn to death. And who wants that? Nobody, especially me. So we had some really fun seats with a bunch of friends. Shout out to three new friends from Austin that we met at the game. These awesome women. One of them was scoring the game. They actually went to my Her Lights live show at a women's sports bar in Austin when I interviewed Kat Bell and Molly McCage, two fantastic volleyball players. So it was like this really fun full circle moment. So I'm just going to describe to you a little bit about the game, and then I'll tell you some games to watch. This softball league, by the way, you can see so many more games. They have an investment now. I think it's like 20%. Major League Baseball invested like 20% equity into Athletes Unlimited Softball League. So there's a lot more eyes on it. There's a lot of ESPN coverage, which is really fantastic. So I got to see the Texas Volts play Carolina Blaze, Texas walk-off, seventh inning, bottom of the seventh, walk-off game. I mean, just so much fun. So they play, this is good and bad, right? So they play at Diamond Dell Field, which is in Round Rock, which is kind of in the middle of nowhere. So it's a men's AAA ballpark. Now, I know they're doing the best they can. This is still early stages of the pro league. So I'm not crapping on anything. I'm just saying when you have to modify a men's baseball field for women's softball, it's a bummer. I'm not going to lie. The outfield part of the outfield is the men's baseball infield. The softball infield is grass and the out and there's dirt behind them. So there's a lot of like negotiating the field, outfielders and infielders. But listen, they have a place to play. You have to start somewhere. It's just slightly infuriating that it's 2026 and there's amazing, these amazing pro teams and they're playing in men's modified ballparks. I'm just going to say that. I had to say that. I just have to get that out there. But still, quality of the game was absolutely fantastic. I got to see a lot of players that I absolutely love. Now, Rachel Garcia, if you're a fan of this podcast, she is my favorite player of all time. I got to see her 4 years at UCLA. She was just in, I think it was 2 days ago or yesterday, she was batting in the MLB All-Stars. They have all these like kind of mixed teams. She was smashing home runs and she's like an incredible pitcher. So for that type, that's why I like fell in love with her because like she's so, she won a national championship pitching and hitting. She's an all-star. So it was really fun to see her. Ali Carta was pitching. She used to play for UCLA. Hopefully she's going to be on the show soon. So it was great. It was so fun to see these players. And then I was in Oklahoma in June watching the Women's College World Series, and which was fantastic. That was bucket list. Loved my experience. Again, I had a media pass so I can be in AC because if I was in the stands, I would have burned alive for probably numerous reasons. But we'll get to that some other point in time. But yeah, really fun. So Reese Atwood, who was that superstar on University of Texas, back-to-back national championship, she was catching for the Carolina Blaze, hit a 3-run home run. So that was really fun to see. And Carolyn Pickens, which phenomenal Tennessee pitcher who just graduated, who I saw in June in Oklahoma, she was pitching for Carolina. So all these like super young stars of the collegiate game are already like in this pro league, and it's really great. So I'm telling you, this is the last week of the regular season. Playoffs are next week. The top three teams move into the playoffs. And it's really great. And there's going to be all kinds of these games televised this week. Again, if you're new to it, it's Athletes Unlimited Softball League. Last week of the regular season, playoff next week. I'll highlight it again next week. But go watch these games. They're just really absolutely fantastic. And Texas and Folsom, they're in last place. Unfortunately, they're not going to make the playoffs. But it was great just to see a walk off in my first pro game, and to see Rachel Garcia hit a 2-run double to tie the game. Like, lots of action, and it's just yeah, it's a lot of fun. So the Talons are in first place. They've got Montana Fouts, Jada Coleman. I mean, they have like all these stars. So they're in first place. They're probably going to be locked in for first place. But the two games that the series that everybody should tune in is Chicago Bandits and Portland Cascade. They're number 2 and 3 right now. They're battling it out for playoff positioning. Fantastic, fantastic players, literally on every single team. If you've been following softball, Portland is an expansion team, and they have Megan Grant, who broke the home run record for UCLA. She plays for Portland. Again, a modified AAA baseball stadium, but what are you going to do? And then you have Oklahoma City Spark kind of in fourth place outside looking in. But listen, anything could happen. We've got just these great teams, marquee matchups this week. I will put a link to the Athletes Unlimited Softball League homepage in the show notes. You can click on there, get the schedule, get the ESPN schedule. Watch these softball games. I mean, it is back-to-back action. And the night before in Round Rock that I didn't see that game, same thing, Texas beats Carolina. Najee Kennedy got her first win in a 8-game shutout. She's the big star, of course, for Texas A&M in the finals of the season, of the collegiate season. So I can't stress this enough. Get into softball. You only have a couple weeks left of the regular season. So that's it. That's my pitch. I loved it. I had a fantastic game. A fantastic time watching the game. Tons of families, lesbos. Oh God, it was so feel good and just quality, amazing softball. And it's a short season, so you got to jump in. Two other things I want to give a shout out for. Tomorrow, Wednesday, this episode will be live tomorrow, July 15th. Huge soccer match. This is going to be so much fun. I know everyone's like watching the World Cup if you're a soccer fan, but women's soccer, of course, doesn't have the screaming, the yelling, and the rolling around, and the 17,000 yellow cards and absolute ridiculousness. I am enjoying the World Cup. I'm just saying I'm also looking forward to get back into women's soccer. Queens Classic. This is really, really cool. Gotham FC plays Washington Spirit. Even if you're not a fan of those two teams or you're new to women's soccer, watch this. ESPN tomorrow night, Wednesday, July 15th. Well, it will be tonight. I'm recording this episode the day before. 8 o'clock on ESPN, because it takes place at Citi Field, in Queens, New York, home of the New York Mets. Now, listen, nothing good has happened for, I don't know, decades at Citi Field, although it's a new field. But you know what I'm saying. The Mets are absolutely terrible. I do believe, I don't know, second or third highest payroll. This is what happens when you give $17 billion to Juan Soto, but that's another podcast. So this is going to be just more than 40,000 tickets already sold. Hopefully this will be an annual thing. Queens Classic expected to set a new attendance record for women's sporting event in the city. It's also like a revenge match, because this Gotham playing Washington was last year's final. And Gotham beat them 1-0. So it's like a fun revenge match. You've got all the stars, right? You've got Trinity Rodman leading Washington. New York is just absolutely loaded with stars. Rose Lavelle, if you the first, I think like 7,000 fans get a Rose Lavelle bobblehead doll, which also includes her dog, Wilma Jean. I mean, come on. This is the stuff that I live and die for. And you've got Sam Kerr. Now, she's played over in Chelsea, that Australian star. She's played over in Chelsea for I don't know, forever. She's back, just signed with Gotham. This will be her first match back. So this is absolutely loaded with stars. So New York takes on Washington in Citi Field. And so if you're in New York or surrounding, get to this match, I'll say tonight. Get there early, get the Lavelle a bobblehead doll. It's going to be So fun. I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait to see the clips and the footage of women's sports taking over Citi Field, and over 40,000 tickets already sold. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. And just also a shout out, NWSL now back in action. We had a good month break while the Men's World Cup was happening. So full steam ahead. All kinds of trades in that break, all kinds of, well, for Angel City, my team, the coach is gone. We got Ali Setnor. There's so much movement. So it's really like now full on NWSL season. So I love it. And I will link to the NWSL schedule and show notes. Okay, we're going to round it out and WNBA action. Before I get into the WNBA action, I just want to give a shout out. Now, longtime listeners have known when this show was called Sports Without Balls, I was covering Major League Baseball, and I was playing fantasy baseball, which is so nerdy. I mean, there's 180 games. It was intensely nerdy. And shout out to my dad, R.I.P. Dick Foley. He would, and Mary and Dick Foley, my parents, we called them other managers. They would be feeding me players' names. It was like a family affair. I have since given up fantasy baseball, but I've jumped into WNBA fantasy basketball. And I cannot recommend this enough. It's very doable because I think there's only maybe 9 or 10 players on your team. And shout out to the Tube Socks. That's the name of my team. I co-manage with my buddy Colleen. She is just in her spare time an ultra marathoner. I'm not making that up. She's incredible. So it's her intensity and discipline and nerdum, and meets mine like Virgo nerdum and my insanity for women's sports in the WNBA. We are 8-0, people. 8-0. We are undefeated. We are just absolutely crushing it. So I just want to give you a shout out, and listeners know I'm going to give you updates of the Tube Socks, and I'm going to tell you our core players because it's fun. It's so much fun. And I'm telling you, if you haven't played WNBA fantasy, you don't even need to know like a ton of these players. It's just really fun. And then you get to know all these other players on these other teams that you might not even cheer for. Our drafting was so epic. These are our core players, right? Meaning these, barring injury, this is our ride or die. Paige Beckers, Kelsey Mitchell, Jonquel Jones. We have the entire stud buds. We've got Courtney Williams and Natisha Heidman. We also have Azrae Stevens. And then we added the 2 Natashas, Natasha Cloud and Natasha Mack. Now, Natasha Mack has been hurt for the first couple of weeks, but shout out to Colleen, my co-manager, for picking up Mack. She's like crushed it in Phoenix. So those are our ride or dies. And then you've got like 3 or 4 ad drops, or no, you have 6 ad drops per week. And so we float around a couple players. It's so much fun. So I will keep you updated as the season progresses. It's a co-ed league, friend of the show and my buddy and the champion of women's sports, Sarah Spain. Listen to Good Game with Sarah Spain. She's on a team. We're crushing her. No, actually, we're not crushing her, but we're crushing everybody because we're 8-0. Anyway, so I just want to give you that life update. It's really fun, and I'll keep you in the loop with the Tube Socks. WNBA season, obviously 30th anniversary. I got to the Liberty Sparks game a couple weeks ago, the big celebration that was, my God, 30 years ago, the tip-off. They reenacted it in LA. Lisa Leslie was there, gave an incredible speech. I got to meet a whole bunch of Liberty players that I had never met before, like Kim Hampton and Vicki Johnson. I hung out with Rebecca Lobo and Sue Wicks at Untamed Spirits, our women's sports bar, after the game. I can't even tell you. I met NECA. Oh my God, it was a dream sequence. Shout out to Lindsay Harding, who is the assistant coach of the Lakers. I got to get her on the show. Also, WNBA superstar. She got me hooked up with a ticket, and of course, she knows everybody and brought me along. That was really fun. So we're in the 30th season, and it's been just really just so much fun. So a couple games that I want to highlight this Saturday. Big matchup, Liberty take on the Fever. That's Saturday, the 18th, 8 o'clock Eastern time on or on CBS. The Liberty all over the place. They look so dominant, then they lose 3 in a row. Fever, congressmen are sending letters to Kathy saying you got to protect Caitlin Clark. I mean, for God's sake, it's basketball. All right. People get bounced around the court. But of course, I don't want to see her hurt, but nobody needs special treatment. Okay. Let's just all concentrate on how good the basketball is. I will be watching that game. And then Sunday, there's a fun matchup. The Sparks are taking on Dallas Wings. Dallas is like third or fourth. Sparks, they're hit or miss, but I feel like they're gaining a little bit of momentum. Can't wait to get Plum and Brink back. Dallas is so fun to watch. I mean, the additions of Shepherd. Well, half the Lynx, went to Dallas, and then we've got AZ and Page. Really fun basketball. So that is Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern on ABC. So big time channels covering these big time games. And one last thing, if you have not seen future Rookie of the Year, Olivia Miles, play, she plays for the Minnesota Lynx. She has been tearing it up. I went to see the Lynx when they came to play the Sparks a couple weeks ago. You could not take your eyes off Olivia Miles. Cheryl Miller, my buddy, my God, I'm obsessed with her. I'm working with her on a couple different projects. She's doing coverage on NBC and Peacock, and she nicknamed her the Show, and it's the perfect nickname because she is the entire show when she steps on the court. So she's playing for the Lynx, right? And they're in first place, and Afisa Collier has been out this entire time, and she's getting ready to come back. So I cannot wait to see what that team is going to be like when Collier gets back. So much fun. Okay, so you've got assignments. You're watching NWSL Queens match tomorrow night. You've got WNBA. I'll keep highlighting different sports. I watched a women's lacrosse All-Star game 2 weeks ago. I watched women's rugby this past Saturday. So I'll keep letting you know all the good things that are coming up. And as always, go to iTunes or Spotify, rate, review the show. It really helps. And we're back. I'm back. I'm so excited to be doing this. I missed all of you. Fans, friends, family. Have the best week of your life.